Before I get started with this video, I would like to shout out Darian McNeil for sending me this story, and this is definitely going to be a DNU story, and unfortunately it can't be the funny, hysterical, comedic one like I did with the guy who fell through the ceiling. This one is very much more serious because murder definitely is involved. So this guy's name is Ronald Marr. He's 34 years old, and this story is coming out of St. Louis, where he was the ex-boyfriend to this woman, and I don't know what the motive was, but when I see ex-boyfriend, I automatically think of he could not let go of the relationship. He probably was abusive in a relationship. The girlfriend probably broke up with him to get away from him, but he just couldn't let it go. So much, in fact, that he ended up not only killing his ex-girlfriend, but he also ended up killing her two daughters. And her daughters were very young. One of them was just a toddler. But let me go ahead and get into this story. A St. Louis woman and her two daughters were fatally shot by her ex-boyfriend, who fled on a Greyhound bus and was captured 100 miles away, police said. Ronald Marr, age 34, was arrested in Effingham, Illinois, hours after the early Thursday triple slaying of the 30-year-old woman and her 7- and 1-year-old daughters in St. Louis. Cops responded to the woman's St. Louis home and found all three dead from gunshot wounds. Police Chief John Hayden told reporters investigators found a very gruesome scene inside. There's a lot of disturbing evidence inside, Hayden said. It's traumatizing to the officers that went in. The victims have not been identified by police, but relatives told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that Marr was the former boyfriend of 30-year-old Kenesha Hemphill, who died in the attack. The woman's daughters, 7-year-old Journey and 1-year-old Jakari, were also killed, relatives told the newspaper. Court records cited by the outlet show that police said a witness heard the gunfire and spotted Marr running away. The witness later picked Hemphill's ex out of a photo lineup. Marr allegedly tossed his cell phone following the triple slaying and brought another before getting onto a Greyhound bus and fleeing. A motive for the slayings was not yet provided by investigators, according to the report. Hemphill's brother, Jermaine Walker, said his sister and Marr had ongoing domestic issues. I called that one right down the middle at the beginning of this video. I said, I bet you that they had some kind of domestic disputes going on in their relationship, which led to her breaking up with him, and he could not bear to let this woman go. So to end it all, he ended up killing not only her, but also her two daughters. Now, I don't know if the two girls she had that were hers, if he was the father of those two children. I'm not entirely sure. We know one of them, they said, was 7, and the other one was 1. So if she was in a relationship with this guy and that wasn't her dad, as far as the 1-year-old goes, then that means she probably just got out of, I don't know, maybe another relationship or whatever the case may be with somebody else. And then here this guy comes along. I didn't really care for him, Walker told the Post-Dispatch. They had a few instances, and I always told my sister to leave the guy alone, but she ended up having a baby by him. There it is. So that answers my question. The 1-year-old girl was his daughter, and he killed his own daughter and her sister and her mother. That's crazy. Other relatives are in shock following the killings, Walker said. The death penalty would be too easy for him, he continued. He should have ate a bullet right after that. Well, I can't argue with that one. And this is quotes coming from the brother, just in case y'all didn't know who was talking. Police said Marr also lived in St. Louis, but charging documents cited by the Post-Dispatch list him as a resident of Bellefontaine, Neighbors, Missouri. Marr remained in custody Friday at the Effingham County Jail, where he'll be held awaiting extradition back to St. Louis, police said. That's wild. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get him for murder 1. Because you can't tell me he did not plan to go over there and kill his ex and those two girls. And then on top of that, what adds on to why I say that is because they said he got rid of one cell phone and got another. And then he hopped on a Greyhound bus, which you would have to book a ticket on, and went 100 miles to another state So he definitely, in my opinion, by doing all of that, that screams murder one. Like he planned to do this. But that's crazy. He killed his ex and her two daughters, and the youngest daughter was his child too. Well, I agree with the brother. The death penalty might be too easy for him, and he should have ate the bullet that night when he did all of this. But we'll see what happens. But when they said ex-boyfriend, like I said, the first thing that clicked in my mind is domestic dispute. When he killed her and her daughters. See, the thing is, it wasn't enough for him to just kill her. He had to get rid of any reminder he had of her. And the only reminder he had of her were those two girls. And that's usually how stuff like this happens when it comes to domestic dispute, especially if there's children involved. They're not going to just take out the person you have the issue with. They're going to take out the people that they feel are connected closest to you, that remind them so much of you. And he probably saw his ex in those girls in his ex. And that was too much of a reminder to let them still be alive. But the saddest part about it is that one of those girls was his daughter with her. And he killed her anyway. He showed no mercy. As far as I'm concerned, he damn near is tiptoeing almost on serial killer status. Anybody who can do something like that lacks a soul. And you can look and tell by his mugshot, like there's nothing there. The fact that he fled and went 100 miles to another state on a Greyhound bus after what he did, he thought he was going to get away with this. I hope they throw the whole bookshelf at his ass, because that is exactly what he deserves. I offer my condolences to his ex, and two girls, that side, her family and everything like that, because they, as far as I can tell, didn't deserve what happened to him. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure you text the number that is pinned down in the comments below so you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video.